Hey there, Scorpios. Welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy. My name is Kirsten, and I have your love and emotional dynamic all laid out for you for the month of November, between now and the end of November. Sorry that this is late, and it is your birthday month. Today's the 8th, Wednesday the 8th. So between now and the end of November, this reading is for you Scorpios, single or couple, sun, moon, or rising sign Scorpio. And it is a general reading, so make sure to keep that in mind. I may read from your perspective, but situations may happen vice versa. And not all the messages will resonate. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I'm reading for a lot of people. So please make sure to hit the like button, please, guys. I'd really appreciate your support. Please hit that like button. And if you like a personal reading, my information will be in the description box below. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started with your reading and try and make them a little bit quicker. As I was shuffling the cards, what fell out is the Queen of Cups. So this is your card, Scorpio. This is you and your emotions and your feelings in your element, using your intuition and being true to yourself, and looking deeper into a situation or a relationship with someone, because you want the the fullness of a relationship, an emotional connection, and that's what you're looking for. The first card that came out of the shuffle is the I can get them up here. The Knight of Pentacles. So you could be dealing with an earth sign, possibly Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. There's a lot of Taurus in these cards, but an earth sign. And you two aren't seeing eye to eye right now. Because your back is to one another. Hopefully you can still see the card if I lay it down. But I feel like if this is you, if this is your energy, Scorpio, I'll just pick it back up. If this is your energy, Scorpio, then you may be feeling restless right now, like things haven't been moving in a relationship or in your love life. Things are stagnant or blocked. They aren't going in the direction that you want them to go in. They aren't fulfilling you. You are not fulfilled emotionally due to things not happening or things not moving or things being stagnant. You want this to change. You want more excitement, more love. You want someone or something to give more to you emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually. You may feel like, if this is a person, you may feel like the person that you're dealing with or the situation that you're dealing with is being stingy to you, blocked, or stubborn, and moving very slow. Regardless of, whether this is you or someone else, your focus, Scorpio, is that you want to come out of this period where nothing is moving, or it's going too slow for comfort at this present moment for you. Next card we have is the Two of Wands in your challenge position. So Scorpio, your challenge is to make the right decision. See, he's got to make a decision, and he's very, very confused, bewildered, maybe even a little worried about what to do. But your challenge is to make the right decision. Do you stay? Do you go? Do you continue on? Right now you're at an impasse. What to do? You know that one decision, makes you feel safe, makes you feel secure. There's some stability here. There's some kind of stability here, but it's boring, or it's not exciting, or it's not what you want. It's not uplifting. And then another decision could be much more exciting, right? But elusive. It's not concrete like this one is. This still is just in a potential phase with this wand card. So what to do, what to do, what to do. still you're feeling strong, rather strong and confident. And so it looks like the decision to go towards what it is you really want is stronger than the one to stay with what's not fulfilling you. Even though there's no guarantee from this direction that you'll reach your destination. So again, you just keep thinking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth about the two. You want to move forward, but you're afraid. I think you're leaning towards moving forward away from the stagnant situation. And then for some of you, this card means that you could be asking someone around you, this earth sign possibly, or someone, to leave their safety zone behind and go off on a new direction with you, because this is an invitation. So you could be asking someone, inviting someone, hey, don't be alone anymore. Be with me and let's do this together. The next card up in your why all this is happening, the foundation of the reading, and also a near future outcome, is you could be you could have conveyed a message in the past to someone, right? Because this is about a message. And why all this is happening, you could have conveyed a message in the past in a passionate moment, when things were exciting, things were new, or when you were feeling, caught up in a passionate moment and curious about, what's ahead. Sorry about my ugly finger. I don't have a Band-Aid, and I don't like pointing with my middle finger. Let me get a pointer. Hold on. Oh, I'll just use this. So you're all caught up in your emotions when you conveyed this message to someone. You're curious about what's ahead, What does the future have to offer? And so it's an exciting moment for you. Kind of like the invitation that you sent, which I mentioned before was, share with me, come go with me, let's do this together. Go on an adventure with me. Can you commit to that? Can you make a commitment to go on an adventure with me? I think you wanted a commitment with someone, or some kind of commitment for them to go on some sort of journey with you. So that's why all this happened. It happened, some passionate action in the past maybe inspired you and made you want to see what the future held going forward with someone. And you express this. Now, as a future outcome, this card could be saying you could receive a message soon. Usually with the Page of Wands, it's a good news message, or it could be an invitation coming to you that will bring some excitement or distraction from your current situation. It may even inspire you in some way. So look for a message to come in to do that. Maybe coming from a fire sign, maybe coming from an air sign or an earth sign, Taurus, any sign, but look for a message, okay? Now, the next card up is the Hangman reversed. If I read this as a past situation, in the past you felt hung up, or like you were giving something up, like a sacrifice that you made and in the past to someone or something, like you martyred yourself or you gave something up. Like you gave in to this stagnant situation. You accepted it, And now here with him reversed, the hangman is saying, okay, you received some kind of wake-up call. You know, maybe this message that you conveyed brought some sort of clarity, you know. Maybe there was some communication exchange, and as a result, and thinking about that communication, you now have some clarity. You can get up off of this tree and take action if you want to, based on what it is you learned. Because I feel like something occurred that woke you up out of your stagnation. And if you take action on this new occurrence, you'll come out of this chrysalis that you've been in for so long. Now, this occurrence happens because in the past you let go, you retreated, or you withdrew from this situation, right? So you gave into it prior, and now you've retreated or you've withdrawn from it. And now you're about to make a decision to leave it entirely, to leave it behind, to let this Nine of Pentacles fend for itself. You know, you've made the sacrifices, you've done what you could, and now you understand when you have the Hangman reversed, and so you're about to take action to leave a situation behind, right? You have released, you have let go of. And you're about to liberate yourself, okay? In your most likely outcome position, and in your thoughts, you want a commitment, Scorpio. You want a serious commitment. You want something you can count on, depend on. You know it's going to be there. You know it's going to support you. More traditional type of surroundings for yourself, okay? And you want to know that you can, I'm looking for the right words to say, I just feel like you just want to know that you can depend on someone to be there, like this Hierophant can represent. But as a most likely outcome, and in this position, I believe that this card is saying that there is more of a new belief system that comes upon you. A change that's slow in happening, but you slowly do change your mind, or someone may change their mind. And probably as a result of this release, this letting go, this withdrawal, you change your mind or they change their mind. And I feel like someone could make a commitment to you, but what I really feel, because I've looked at the cards here, all the cards, is that you're making more of a commitment to yourself, Scorpio. And through releasing what was hanging you up, what was stalling you, what was not moving forward, what was, being stubborn or stingy, through releasing that, you have a change in your mind and you make a new commitment to yourself. It may be a commitment to start a new practice, to become spiritually involved in something, to partake in a teaching or a program or some sort of ritual that solidifies your commitment to self. And for some of you, this could be renewed vows. I'm going to recommit myself to this relationship. I don't feel strongly that one, but for some of you that could be the case. regardless, you find yourself becoming whole again through sharing or conforming yourself to some sort of structured system. Could be to another person, could be to, like I said, a philosophy or a teaching or a religious belief system or a ritual or a person. This card can also be saying that your most likely outcome is that you could end up being released from an earth sign's power and control over you, specifically a Taurus. Which, although this control that it had over you, although it was constricting, it made you feel safe and connected. So there's a release from this safety zone here. A decision to release yourself from the safety zone, I think, for the majority of you. That is what this card is saying. This card also advises that to work on your self-improvement. It says that that's where your answer lies. As a clarifier, I got the Seven of Wands reverse, which tells me that you're kind of giving up the fight. You're definitely releasing and letting go of wanting a particular thing or person to change or conform to you. Okay? I feel like you give up on trying to change someone's mind. It's just too stubborn. It's just too... And you give up. So that's why I feel like this card is more of a commitment to you, Scorpio, rather than a commitment to someone. But for some of you, it is renewing your vows or renewing your commitment to someone, and choosing to sacrifice your needs for theirs. But that's for just a few of you. And your outcome situation, however, though, it's kind of unfortunate. We have the Nine of Swords. So that's saying that where all this is heading, this is what you'll most likely end up doing, but where this is heading in the near future is making you feel anxious, making you feel worried, making you feel regretful. Did you make the right decision? Or did you make a decision based on your fears? Sometimes when you have the Nine of Swords in this position, it can be talking about something that happens right away, like within the next 48 hours, which is tricky in this reading because this is really representing the end of the month. But it can also be representing 2 days from now. Today is the 8th, so by the 10th, by Friday, you could end up getting this message here, and possibly, impulsively, there could end up being maybe an argument or a breakup or a separation that takes place, right? Some of you may even discover that the commitment that you're in, you were being lied to or even cheated on, okay? Because there's some sort of happening that occurs, and it causes you to make a decision that you might regret, or it causes you to come to find out about something that leaves you feeling very sad, very upset, and even betrayed, for some of you. Okay? You'll have to take what resonates, guys. But I see you scared and worried about your future as a result of this breakup or separation or an argument that you have. And then for some of you, I feel like you're worried or anxious about your future because of the decision that you chose. You may be questioning whether or not it was a balanced decision. Maybe you're questioning whether or not you emotionally made a balanced decision, or were you all just in your head and making a decision based on fears? Maybe it wasn't so bad. I don't know. You're questioning yourself, Scorpio, and that's not good. Again, you guys could be dealing with Earth sign, strong Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or even for some of you, maybe even a Libra, because we have the scales here. All right? So, I know that's kind of a bad place to leave you off, because I would say that go back to the advice of the Hierophant, and that is to don't be scared, don't be afraid of leaving what was dependable behind but wasn't satisfying you emotionally. Get that satisfaction through recommitting to yourself, self-improvement, maybe working out, maybe going to church, maybe, expanding your learning, education. Some of you even maybe talking to a counselor or getting some advice from a wise person can help you feel more grounded and sure about your future. Because right now you're feeling really shaky and scared. And that's only natural. Now your oracle cards are coming from the Tao Oracle, or also it's the I Ching, but it's called the Tao Oracle. And what I do is I shuffle the cards and I pick one, and then I pick another one for any changing lines. The changing lines between the cards give you your advice. All right. But when I did this, got this card, and then these two fell out together. So you've got several pieces of advice here. But let me just kind of read the key words for the cards here, and you kind of see how it tells the story of this whole reading. Because it talks about companionship, a relationship, friendliness, mutual respect, shared goals, interdependence, relying on someone, in agreement, strengthening of bonds. So you came together with someone in the past. You put your emotion and your heart into it. You want to have this bond. You want to strengthen this bond. And there's some kind of victory here. A final attainment, a victory that you're after, because this would be your challenge. There's something that you want to gain of value from this relationship, from this coming together. But there's an obstacle in the way. Unexpected obstructions, frustration, difficulties, feelings of hopelessness, struggle, and discouragement. So what are the answers that lie in these cards? Sorry if you can't see them. And what I do is I put the cards in order of how they came out, and then based on the differences in the lines, these are your advice lines. So here in card number 13, we'll read advice for the... Excuse me, guys. We will read advice for the fourth line and the sixth line, and in card number 63, we'll read advice for the first line only. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. So you can see those. Advice for the Scorpios. So, we got the fourth and the fifth. So, fourth and sixth. So there are times in life of every individual, Scorpio, when it seems more important to be on a solitary path rather than to travel together with another. Both choices are equally valid. See, we have this decision here. And there is no need for any antagonism or judgment when an individual decides to go it alone. So no matter, and that includes if they decide they don't want to go on the path that you want them to go on. So someone may decide they don't want to go on this path with you. So there's no need for any antagonism or judgment when an individual decides to go it alone. No matter on what side of the coin you might find yourself, the one who is leaving or the one who is being left, remember this. And line number 6 says, not every love affair has to be an earth-moving experience, and not every gathering has to have an agenda to change the world. Remember that life is a balance of earth and sky, laughter and tears, sacred and mundane, and take care that your life has a little lightness to balance the weight. So again, that may be saying, look at your reasons. Look at your reasons for not wanting to continue on the path that you're on. with someone, you know, maybe you're expecting too much, and maybe this doesn't have to be the ultimate be-all. Maybe this could just be a moment in time. You know, that's something to consider. You might be trying to force something to be more than what it is and more than what it could be, and thus miss out on an enjoyable time because you're wanting that commitment. But at the same time, Scorpio, and I'm a Scorpio, that's really something deep to consider, because for women especially, time is a factor, and finding that right person to commit to you, or the right situation to commit to, it needs to be done in a pretty timely manner. You know, we only have a short time where we feel viable in this society. So really take your time to think about the decision that you're going to make, because this is one that you make out of fear, and you could be making it by Thursday or Friday of this week, by the 10th of the month, or this is at the end of the month, okay? So really take some time to ponder and consider. Problem is that you're just such a loyal person, and I think that it's hard for you to be in a relationship that's iffy and be out there being iffy with other people, you know? That feels wrong, disingenuine for you. So, yeah, you have to follow your heart. The Queen of Cups, you got to follow your heart. But anyway, let me read the last advice for you. So the last advice comes from line number 1 in the completion card, number 63. And that is saying, when the pressure is on, let me make sure I'm reading the right one. Yeah. When the pressure is on, it can be tempting to bail out just at the most critical moment. So don't do it, this card is saying. You've got this far by holding firm to your vision. And it would be kind of an inner betrayal of your own self to jump out of the fire just before you're fully cooked. Even if things get a bit out of control, take a deep breath and remember that the events that are happening now are the fruits of what you set in motion earlier. So I think that's kind of saying, you don't have to make a decision right now, Scorpio. It's not essential that you make a decision right now. And maybe things can change. You know, maybe this situation will conform to what it is you want if you give it a little bit more time. I know that's kind of well, like I said before, you have to follow your heart and feel what's true for you. But there is a chance that you could be making a decision based on fear, and that's usually going to leave you feeling like you have regrets. All right, Scorpio, that's your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. You derived some sort of guidance and direction from it. I wish you so well. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. And we'll see you in December. Blessings.